Hi guys! Today I wanted to do a small project walkthrough for Project 1. There are a couple things I want to explain. Um, First would be how to access the project handout to type your responses and save them correctly. And then the second thing would be to assist you with the very first part of the project, Part 1, because it's the first part of the project. So let me go ahead and get started. First off, there's some teacher notes right here. I'll come back to those. Here is our project. I'm going to go ahead and pop this out because it's a little bit easier to see. So there are two things you need to do with the project. This little pop-out section is basically the directions for each section of the project. And then this says lab handout. This is what you'll be uploading when you turn in your project. So I'm going ahead and click that to open it. Now, what you should notice is it's opened in your browser. It's a fillable PDF, but if you type in here and then you try to close out of the browser, you may have some problems saving what you typed. So first thing to do would be to save it. I happen to be on a what kind of computer am I on? I'm on a Mac, so mine's a little bit different. I hit a download button. If you're on a PC, you probably right-click to save your file. Now it's saved in my downloads file, so I want to open that up. So let me go ahead and close this window so I don't actually accidentally start typing. And let me open my handout here. So I've opened it and I want to go ahead and save it because I need to give it a name and have it saved somewhere. So I'm going to move this to my desktop. And then I'm going to close that and open it from where I saved it at. Okay, so here's our worksheet. What you'll notice is you have a small set of instructions on the lab handout, and then you have PDF boxes you can type in. So if you just read the PDF box, or the directions, this is Part 1 Explore. For the first, reject a scientific idea you researched, answer the following questions. Which scientists helped change this idea? How do their methods make it possible for these ideas to be discarded? So that's not going to make a whole lot of sense unless you're over here first reading the directions. So there's a little blurb up here about kind of an overview. Then here's the directions for Project 1. Ideas in science evolve and change because of the scientific method. What scientists know to be true today may not be true tomorrow. In this part of the project, you explore ways in which the scientific method has shaped and changed the ideas of the past. To do this, you will conduct research on the internet. From your research, you will record 3 ideas about the natural world that have been rejected through scientific study. These ideas do not have to be limited to topics in physical science. They can relate to chemistry, biology, physics, astronomy, and so on. For each of the rejected ideas that you find, be sure to address the questions in your lab handout. So this is this part right here on your lab handout. What's the rejected idea? What scientists helped change the idea, and how did their methods or how did their research help disprove or reject a previous scientific idea? So I gave you guys some ideas right up here in a teacher's note. So here's my teacher's note. For part 1 of the project, I put some disproven scientific theories and the scientists who contributed to disproving them. Oops, I forgot the word them. The list is found below. You most certainly don't have to use these topics. They're just here to help you if you get stuck. So I provided basically 4 theories that were disproven. So this is the theory that was disproven. And then here is a scientist or scientists who have disproven them. So if you try to do your research on your own and you get stuck, you can certainly research these. So how would I go about researching them to answer the questions? So the first rejected idea. So let's do this one. Stress theory for ulcers. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. and I'm going to put it in Google right here. And I'll see a bunch of different websites. I'm going to look for ones that are more scientifically sound. They have evidence behind them. So I'm not just going to pick any old website. I want a reputable one. So we have a news outlet, NBC News. We also have one called Poking a Hole in the Ulcer Theory, NPR. This is also a reputable news source. So I could just click on any one of these reputable news sources. And I would suggest you click on a couple just to get the idea. And for this one, here are the two scientists, and they're basically talking about what they did to disprove this idea that stress causes ulcers. So you could go ahead and give that a read. You could also open up this one and read about the scientists and what they did. This one's really cool because you can play it and listen to this story.
You already listened to public radio, but what?
So that's a nice one. So basically for this, you need to say who the scientists are. So for this one, they are Barry Marshall and Robin Warren. So you can say Barry Marshall and Robin Warren disproved the idea that ulcers come from stress. Okay, so that handles which scientists helped change this idea. You also said what the idea was. Now you need to do the second part. How did their methods make it possible? So this is where you basically explain their experiment. They disproved the idea by completing the following experiment. Or it could also be research. Maybe they did a lot of predictive modeling. And then you'll describe to me the experiment. What did they do and how did their results disprove this idea? Okay? And you'll need to do that for 3 different scientists. So like I said, I gave you guys 4 different theories with the scientists. So I gave you a little bit of guidance. And like I said, you can certainly use that or you don't have to. Now once you've completed all of your experiments, and there's a lot more here, you actually have an experiment to do and some evaluation. Once you do that, you'll save it and then you'll upload it into lesson 4. So let's see here what that's going to look like. Project, submit your project. So you're going to open it up, and this file upload button on yours, you'll click at that, and that'll bring up where you put your file. Okay, that's all I have now. If you guys have any questions or trouble when you are trying to upload your file or save your file properly so that as you type things don't get erased, go ahead and give me a call, send me a portal message, whatever you need to do, and I'll certainly help you. Okay, thanks.